COE champion over everything.
Champion over everything.
Hey, what's going on, champions? Welcome to another episode of COE Champion Over Everything. Look, today I got a very special guest with me. I got one of my brothers, a close friend of mine. Man, I love him and his wife. They are great people. They do great things for kingdom building. Today I have with me my brother, Mr. Rodney Fairley.
What's
Rodney,
going
what's
on,
up,
bro?
man?
What's up, man? Good to be in the place today.
Man, welcome aboard.
Champion over everything. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Look, so we gonna kick off 2021. Rodney is going to be our first interview for the new season, and not only this a new season, a new year, right? This is also kicking off season 2 of COE. Yep, season 2 of COE. So welcome aboard, brother. Welcome aboard.
Congratulations, brother. Keep grinding, man. Keep grinding.
Sir. As always, man, we like to kick off the show and have our guests share their champion story. So the champion story is pretty much something that you've had to overcome in life, something you've had to overcome in, the business world or your personal life, whatever it is that you want to share that you had to overcome. So the podium is yours, Rodney, to share your champion story.
Man, that's what's up, man. Glad to be here, man. Thank you for that great introduction, man. My champion story, man. I got so many of them. I promise you, man. I ain't even narrow it down to what I wanted to say when it comes to the champion story, man. Man, let me see how deep I want to go, man. I can go deep. I can stay on the surface, man. But my champion story, I guess, for the most part, man, I have always faced adversity in some sort or another, man. Where it was relationship wise, where it was health wise, family wise, you name it, man. I probably have experience. I can give you a top seller, on the book on that particular subject. But one thing I just want to that really stand out to me is, man, and it was in 2012, around this time, 2012, man. I was getting ready to move to Houston, not Houston, Dallas, Texas. But I had before I was able to move, I was involved with a motorcycle accident that broke both of my legs, femur bone, the other leg, my shoulder. Had to go through that, man. Rehab. The craziest thing about it, man, is just my life just changed right before my eyes. Like everything just changed at a drop of a dime, man. And I think that was like one of the hardest things I ever had to overcome. Had to learn how to walk again. Had to depend on other people to take care of me and do the basic things that you normally do for yourself and stuff that you take for granted every day. Like bathing, use the restroom, you name it, cooking for you, the whole nine, man. So I think that was the most humbling experience I ever had to go through in life. It took about a year or so to overcome and to get back to a point where I can walk. Man, I went from being in a hospital bed, being on in a wheelchair. I graduated from a wheelchair to a walker, from a walker to crutches, from a crutches to a cane to, it was just it was an experience, man. So, but God saw me through. He brought me through. I vowed when I got back up, man, from that, man, that I would dedicate all my life, all my time to Him, and I would never, get to a point where I can't, where I don't serve Him and I don't do His kingdom work. So so it kind of like was the biggest turnaround for me, the big moment that say, hey, yeah, the God is real. He's real.
Pretty much kind of like your all in moment, like.
Yeah, I'm all in, man. I put all my chips on the deck, man. Like, hey, man, this is the hand right here. I gotta do the best I can with this hand.
And you know, and for those that's listening, those that are watching, I don't want y'all to think that, you know, Rodney was just some big heathen before that all in.
Oh no,
Because he
no.
definitely, I mean, you had already been called to ministry as well, right? Prior to your
All
accident.
that, man. Yeah, it's just some right. It's just some things that sometimes God be trying to script you from some things, trying to get you completely focused on Him and His kingdom work, and some things that be in your life that's a distraction. You know what I'm saying? That still is there. You holding on to it, you love it. I tell people all the time, man, if you love it that much, man, don't, make sure you got it in the right place. You know what I'm saying? But always keep God first, because you put things in the wrong place. He have a way of getting you lined up in the right place. Because but now I wasn't nowhere near a heathen or none of that kind of stuff. I was just, I was just still had have love for motorcycles, still got love for him. It's just, he sometimes he gotta do what he gotta do to change your circles, change your life, your mind, your thought process, the whole night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said a word. You
What's
said
that?
stripping away. And as we reflect on, 2020, and as we navigate what will be 2021, I saw God in many chances or many circumstances for people. He was, in a way, stripping away some stuff from people, right? He made folks sit down.
Oh man.
So that kind of gets me to my next question of, how was 2020 different for you and your family?
Man, it was really different, man. I stayed at home more. We didn't move around as much. We was able to sit down. I was able to sit down and do a lot of reflection over life and and what we're doing, why we're doing what we do, how, all that kind of stuff. Just reflecting on stuff, seeking God, and that it was just different, man. Like I had an opportunity at that moment to just really slow down, stop, and just kind of like the world stopped moving for a minute. For me, I know some people, they probably still had to go to work and still do the hustle and bustle. But for me, God, He blessed me enough where we was at home, staying at home, working and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, the world has stopped. Seemed like it was just different. It was I was able to really just sit down and just reflect on my marriage, ministry, myself, God. Just, it was different, man. I really enjoyed it. I mean, even though we still going through the unknown of the pandemic and all that kind of stuff. I was enjoying. I guess the joy of all of that was I was enjoying just the opportunity to stop and think and reflect back and just think on God and and my marriage and what was really important. All the things that was really, really important. So that's kind of much, that's kind of where it was at, man. So, with that being said, man, I do want to ask you, man, like, I know that you just asked me that question, but I'm wondering also, even you, man, I want you to share with us, man, like, how is it different for you and your family, man? Like, I know, you got kids and wife and jobs, and I know y'all had to make a lot of different adjustments, man. Like, but, share with me on how that was, what that looked like.
Man, it's crazy because so I gotta kind of backtrack a little bit to the ending of 2019.
Okay.
At the end of 2019, my 2-year-old, she was sick, man. She was not herself. And it wasn't like she was coughing, sneezing, all that, but her energy, man, her energy level was just not real. Wasn't being real. And anybody that knows Rhea knows that, like,
she wide open, man.
She wide open.
Wide open.
Full throttle. And so at the end of 2019, December 2019, the last week, man, going into New Year's, we took it to the doctor. And the doctor was saying, we can't find anything wrong with her, but me and my wife, like, you can look at her and tell, like, her face is flushed, is turning red. Like, you can look at her maybe and tell something's wrong. So we not just gonna leave and you tell us you can't find nothing wrong.
Just go right.
Yeah.
Right.
So she said, well, there's one more thing we can do. We can run a blood test and see what it is. So they did a blood test, and this was the crazy thing. This is before we really found out how big COVID was, right? And the symptoms of COVID. She did the blood test and she came back and she said she has pneumonia type symptoms. So we didn't think nothing of it. We were like, okay, she has pneumonia type symptoms. What does that mean? She was like, well, she kind of seems like she has a form of walking pneumonia. We're going to kind of give her some medicine and then we just go from there. So she did all that, took the medicine. A few weeks later, she came back fine. Well, towards the end of that time period, we now are in the top of 2020, and my wife is now having similar symptoms. Wow. So she goes to the doctor, same, almost identical situation. Like nothing that we run in these tests we run in, we can't find anything. But there are some pneumonia type symptoms. So we believe now, as we look back in hindsight, that my wife and my daughter may have had a touch of COVID before we knew it was COVID. You get what I'm saying? Before it really took off. But to kind of go through, man, just a period of COVID reflection, man, what was 2020, you know, once March hit, we were planning to take a trip for spring break. You know, those plans kind of got canceled. And even the week that we were on spring break, we still kind of got to the point to where we were in the house. We were like, what are we going to do? Like, we got to take the girls somewhere. They've been in the house the whole week. But then as a parent, you still kind of have to step out and say, we got to protect our household and our family too. Is it a wise? Yeah, we want to go somewhere and do something, but is it a wise enough decision? Because you know, we were hearing all these numbers that kept going up due to COVID. We were seeing like the younger generation being out there on the beaches and like being on the beaches in droves, right? So we kind of said we were just gonna sit still. But in that sitting still, that next week I was supposed to go back to school. I was told like, no, y'all gonna pretty much just be at home for the rest of the semester. You're gonna just work from home. My wife and my daughter, they had their spring break extended an extra week because the K-12 level really didn't know how to handle things, how to quickly transition. So that was kind of like the difference between me being in college teaching and my wife being in that K-12 setting. My classes were already set up to where I could easily transition to a virtual setting. Right. Now, my students may not have been so as fortunate because, you know, certain kids may or may not have had home computers. They were used to coming to the labs and doing their work. But I said all that to say, man, it was very different starting off. But then we started to do more things together at home, kind of like what you said. It strengthened our marriage. We were able to spend more time together like never before. And then, you know, I actually had got to the point to where we were sitting at home and we were like, what more can we do? So I ended up picking up a part-time job, just kind of going back to the sales industry because I still wanted to connect with people. And you know, that was kind of like our 2020 in a nutshell. You know, we also were able to celebrate 10 years of marriage, in which you were there for, you and your wife was there for. Oh yeah, and that was us. I think during that time, that was everybody kind of stepping outside of that COVID box to say, we're still wanting to find a way to enjoy life, with people that we care about. So yeah, man, appreciate you for asking.
Man, that's what's up, man. But yeah, man, that pretty much sounds very accurate, man. A lot of people, I know a lot of people that had those same symptoms right before it was announced that we was having this problem. So yeah. Man, thank God they good. Y'all good.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, man. What are some things that you set out to accomplish for 2020? And were you able to accomplish those things?
Well, 2020, man, I was as crazy as you say that, man. I was actually just me and my wife were just talking about that last night, man. Was it this morning? It was this morning. We saw some pictures of 2020 New Year. Me and her took it, and I just showed. I said, man, I said when we took this picture, man, we were so geared for this new decade, this new beginning, 2020. Like who ever thought we would to live to see 2020? I remember when it was 1998, 1990. You know what I'm saying? And here we are in 2020. It was just so hard to look to see that far. But man, I set out, man. At that point, man, I had big dreams, man. Especially with my real estate business, man. I was looking to do. I was looking to step out full time before the year was out. Doing real estate, as you know, I mean, real estate kept moving, but it had a little dent in it, and plus, it's just kind of hard to get out and meet new people and and network when you got COVID going on and you got people who you can't go in and out of people's houses and stuff like that. So it has its own challenges. And so I mean that's one thing that I set out to do that I wasn't able to do. So, but I'm preparing myself for this year, 21, man. Hopefully I'll be able to step out and do that thing full time, man. And that's something I love, man. I want to not only I just want to do the real estate for me, man. My goal is, man, to educate my friends and my family, man, on property and having set that generational wealth up for them and in their families, leaving something behind, leaving a legacy behind. Take ownership of your own destiny and your own finances and all that great stuff. So yeah, man, it's pretty much that was like that big thing that I want to do in 2020. That it just didn't roll out for me the way I wanted to. But just like any other dream, man, you just never give up on it. Just keep moving, keep pushing. Keep grinding. It'll come. So hey, 2021, look out, we're coming.
That's it.
Yeah, we're coming out.
So for 2021, I'm a firm believer if you playing early, you're playing often. But if you never playing, then you've already failed to playing as well. So with that being said, have you already begun to plan for 2021? We've kind of shared one-off conversation in which we're gonna drop something on y'all later on in the show about one plan that I know you have, but what else are you planning for 2021 besides what we gonna drop later in the show?
Okay, man, that 2021, man, I'm playing around with a lot of different things, man. A lot of different ideas. I've been, I don't know, some people who know me, they know I've been playing around with this old gumbo thing, and I've been getting some good reviews on it. Some that not so good, but for each his own. But I've been having some good reviews on it, and so I don't know. I'm kind of wonder if I'm going to play with that idea or not. I know last year I also did a couple of events where I did crawfish balls for families, for little gatherings, crab leg balls, all that kind of stuff. I just kind of like outside cooking, outside stuff, man, and I just like to see people happy and enjoy food. So it's kind of one of my little hidden passions, man. I see a lady on Facebook that know me pretty well. She said when I put that old gumbo out there, she was like, chef too. Like, I'm like, she's like, so you cook too? Like, yeah, I guess you could say that. This is one of the things that I got up under my hat that I can do. So I'm playing with that idea, seeing if I'm gonna make something out of it or not. We'll see. Like I said, I just test the water out a little bit, see what it do.
Gotcha. And man, for y'all, y'all need to follow Rodney on social media. He'll drop his social media information towards the end of the show.
Oh, yeah.
But man, that old gumbo, he put the O in gumbo, and it was so good. It was so good, man. Look, and the
Man, I
crazy thing
appreciate
was,
you, man.
I know this week you were doing it again, and man, we ended up going to
Yeah,
my in-laws, my mom-in-law. She cooked.
yeah,
I was planning to buy
man,
some more gumbo from you, and she cooked, and
man,
we got like 4 big bowls of gumbo. Like we
man.
had to
That's
put
what's up,
some in the
man.
freezer.
In the freezer,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
man. That's what's up, man.
So yeah.
That's good.
So
Hmm.
Rodney, another thing, we think back to 2020. You kind of spoke to this earlier. Um, in the form of relationships, people were tested individually, then people were tested collectively as husband and wives. But then I saw some new friendships, some new partnerships being formed, and even the rekindling of some old friendships. And people, the way that they connected together. What would you say? What type of insight would you like to provide along the topic of friendships, relationships, for what you saw for 2020?
Um, the insight I saw in 2020 is the main thing for me. I mean, it's kind of answer your question, to kind of not man, but if I had to give any insight, any advice to anybody for 2020, man, is man, enjoy time. Uh, enjoy as much time as you can, loving your loved ones, loving your friendship, building relationships, uh, enjoying the air you breathe. I mean, just enjoy spending time, man, and and not spending so much time fussing and nagging and fighting. I'm telling you, man, life is short. I have never seen so much death in my life. I never heard about so much death in my life until 2020. And I think the biggest thing I take away from that, man, is enjoy life, man. Quit live a drama-free life, man. I don't understand how we still Facebook warring with people, and we hear people having these altercations and all that kind of stuff. I just don't understand why at this point in our life, man, we ain't woke up yet and smell the roses, man. Like, hey, love life, love each other, man. Like, it's forgive each other, man. Like, forgiveness is big. We got to get to a point where we're not fighting, and we forgive each other for anything that we can possibly can upon our excuse me, being able to forgive, man, just being able to love each other, man. Just spend more time. That's my insight for 2020. The things that I see, man. So, and build relationship is important. You can't live on this earth alone. You're not by yourself. You're not alone.
All right, so as for me, 2020 was really kind of like the jumping off point for the Champion of Everything podcast. I was already doing some interviews
Yeah.
with myself.
Right.
With myself. But man, it started off because I wanted to have a platform to where I was still able to minister to others with what God had called me to do in ministry. And so with that, started off, I had faith episodes to where I was only going to come on and talk about things that were dealing with faith, religion, helping you overcome.
Right.
Then we were going to have family episodes to where I was only going to come on and talk about family, but then finance, fitness, and friendship. And it evolved. So those were pillars for the platform itself. But man, I was able to connect with people like yourself to discuss different type of episodes. But if we talk about the themes, so to say, of faith, family, fitness, and finances and friendships, and we move into 2021, how do you view these topics and moving ahead in this new year?
How I view the topics of family, finances, faith, fitness, all that great stuff.
Yep.
Well, man, it's good. Yeah, those are great topics, by the way.
Thank you.
But man, how I do it, man, is I actually, this is how I live, man. I actually start every year around around November, somewhere up in November, I started thinking about the new year, thinking about new goals, new things that I want to do in all areas of my life. And the first thing I started doing, man, I started asking God. I started going to Him and asking Him what's next. What's next for myself? What's next for my family? The faith, like where He's taking me, all those great things, man. So, and I just kind of, I just started a year out with that, man. And so, you know, you start with prayer. Um, you start. This is my thing. I just start with prayer, and I just start. Like even now, I'm still listening. I'm still wondering. Like, okay, what's next, God? What's the next move? And a lot of areas He has started speaking to me on these things. So then I began to prepare myself. I began to prepare myself and to position myself for what it is that He's taking me. When it comes to my family, hey, we start with our budget. We start, figuring out how we're going to spend more time together. What type of vacation we could probably take, if possible, to get away from all the hustle and bustle. Most definitely with fitness, man. Like, hey, one thing I love about last year, man, me and my wife, we, man, we started out the year so strong, man. We was hitting. We actually started like in 19. We started like in October. We had got the gym membership at Planet Fitness. We would hit that thing every day. We had a 5-day workout plan. Had a trainer, and we was hitting it, and and everything was going well. Even in the 21, in the 20, we was at it, and 21 came. I mean, not 21, but the pandemic came, and kind of stopped things. But we wouldn't go into the gym, but we started. We most definitely will hit the neighborhood, walking and doing all that stuff, man. And everything was, that part of life, you gotta have it. You gotta take care of your mind, body, and soul. I believe in that concept. And because if your body is not at its best, you're not gonna be at your best. You're not gonna do the best you can do. Families is important. Finances, I talked about that. Creating that budget, very important. That we really look at our budget, look at our finances, and not uh, just spend it loosely. I had to get out that habit because we wasn't taught about finances. We wasn't taught about how to balance your checkbook, or how to live uh, below your means and stuff. We don't learn that. We wasn't taught that kind of stuff. We just taught get money, spend money, get money, spend money. So savings is important. Having 6 months of income stashed away, just in case something happened to you, or something happened to your wife, or anything. That's very important. Making sure you have the right insurance in place, just in case something happened. Your family be well taken care of. And just make sure you just don't overspend your money. Just live on live on a certain percentage of it and save the rest, and get out of debt. Debt is the thing that keep us in that same cycle, man. Like, stay out of that debt. Stop. Say no to the credit cards, the loan companies, all that kind of stuff that writing you letters every week, every month. Say no to that stuff, man. That stuff is a trap. It's gonna get you off focus. It's gonna get you in debt. So you just gotta know that stuff and stay out of debt, and don't be trying to keep up with the Joneses. Right now, riding around in I'm I'm riding around everyday car I've been having for what, about 7-8 years. It's running. It just about got 300,000 miles on it. It runs just like it did the day I bought it. I told my wife the other day, what I'm going to do is I want to take the money. I would love another car, but a car I won't. It'll put me in a situation. So what I said I was going to do is, for the next 3 years or 2 years or however long, I'm going to pay the car note. I'm going to pay it and put it in a separate account. I'm going to prepare myself for the car that I want, for the house that I want, all that stuff. So the money will be there. It may be, I'm just going to pay for it in advance. And so when I go and get ready to get it, hey, it's okay to pay a good lump sum down, just to keep your notes down, and to have it paid off fast. hey, do what you got to do. But we just got to learn that kind of stuff. We got to learn to be disciplined with our finances. Um, that's pretty much it, man. When it comes to those topics, prepare yourself. So if I had to give you some nuggets to take with you, man, prepare yourself. I mean, pray most definitely first. Prepare yourself, position yourself, and then get ready to perform. Execute the plan, whatever it is that God give you. You execute that plan. Like tomorrow, it's 2021. Plans are in set. Position. I've been prepared myself. It's time to hit the ball, hit the ground running. So, man, with that being said, Reggie, I would love to hear like your side of things. Like what are you planning? How you view the family, the faith, the fitness, the finances, all that great stuff. Like, what's the next step for you?
Man, thank you for asking and thank you for sharing, because I mean that was powerful. With how you broke down those topics. So it's kind of hard to come behind you.
Oh
But
man, it's all good.
we have to think about it from this standpoint. We don't know how what's going on with COVID is going to continue to impact us. So we have to
Right,
find or continue to create avenues
right,
that are new but that are different in each one of those areas. And I say that because I'll go first off. Let's talk about fitness first, because
right.
top of the year traditionally every single year people say,
Everybody
well, this my
gonna get
year,
in.
this gonna be my year, I'm about to get my gym membership, I'm gonna be in the gym, I'm gonna be walking, I'm gonna be running. But
It's
last year a lot of gyms got shut down.
right,
Right.
right,
And
right.
I remember, man, my gym got shut down for a bit, but I had to look around my garage and see what I had.
What you
So
had?
and this is what I had. Man, I had like some 8-pound dumbbells.
Right.
8 pounds ain't gonna do too much of nothing. But I had some resistance bands, and I had some
Nah,
some
that do a lot.
pallets. I had some
Yeah,
pallets laying around that I had not done
yeah.
anything with. So I made my own plyo box. So I can do my
I got
box
you.
jumps. I can use my resistant bands. I started using my bike a lot more. Man, I was riding my bike one day and my pedal broke.
Man, you was in
but
it. You was on it.
but look, I was too far in to where I could turn around and come back to where my starting point. So I had to just go ahead and keep pedaling, man, and keep going,
Yeah.
even though the pedal fell off. And man,
Wow.
as far as fitness, I definitely think that we do need to find some avenues to make sure that we can do things at home. But
Right.
I'm gonna tell you, man, some of the best times I've had when it comes to fitness have been with my family, including my
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so that brings me to the next dynamic of family. And then friends, because something that we did this past year for Thanksgiving, we had a Friendsgiving show to where we did it all via
Awesome
Zoom.
time. Awesome time.
Great time, and I think we're
Yeah.
gonna have to do more of that in 2021. My
Yeah.
family, spending more time, because my family is kind of spread out. So making sure that we utilize the technology such as Zoom that's here for us to participate and do some fun things together. And then, man, when we talk about finance. Man, you said something. I was just on Facebook earlier this morning, and one of the members of Houdini passed away this past week,
Mm.
right? And
Wow.
they started a GoFundMe for this brother to pay for his
Yeah.
funeral.
Wow.
So you said making sure that we have our insurance policies in check. One of my goals when it comes down to finances and just life in general, man, is making sure that I'm able to speak that into other people, like the importance of
Yeah.
having life insurance, the importance of saving, the importance of budgeting. Those are all key concepts to where I was not really taught about as a child. Like my dad had a good life insurance policy, and I shared this before on another show. So my dad, he had a good life insurance policy as long as he was working, but
Yeah.
he
With
retired.
that company. Yeah.
He retired, and then the next month he passed away.
Wow.
So we didn't really reap the benefits of that life insurance policy because he was in a position to where he was
Wow.
filling out new paperwork to go to a brand new company for life insurance. So it's important, man, to definitely have your people covered, have you covered for your people, and to plan ahead.
Yeah.
And then faith. Um,
Man,
you
a
know,
big one.
this is I saved the best for last.
Right. I
A
see
lot
that.
of people may say, well, you wanna start off with that. I'm saving the best for last because for me, 2021, I know Rodney, you doing 5 o'clock clubs. I told Rodney,
Yeah.
y'all, that it's a challenge for me to really get up that
Man.
early. But
Yeah.
a lot of times, man, I've seen over the last few months to where like weeks on end, God have forced me to get up 4 o'clock some mornings, and then we just spend
Yeah.
time together. So even if I'm not getting
Yeah.
up to at a set time, I'm still
Yeah.
finding a way every single day to spend time with God first and
Most
foremost
definitely.
before my
Most
day even
definitely.
gets started, and then
Most
making
definitely.
sure that we have that family time to where we're also spending time with God. Because one thing that happened in 2020, one major thing is,
One major.
man, we as far as church, the building of a
Mm.
church, man, it pretty
Mm.
much kind of disappeared, and
Yeah.
people had to find
Yeah.
new ways to worship. And I
Right.
think that's pretty much where the spread of God's word is. You got to first
Yeah.
start at home, and you got to use what's available to you, the different avenues that you got, connecting with people via Zoom to have Bible studies, having your one-off, purchasing you a few books to have your own personal Bible study, but then doing that as a family as well. So those are kind of like, where I see things that we need to do for 2021. And then one other thing,
Mm-hmm.
let me add this out there too. Create a vision board. Create a vision board.
Mm.
I know you said you started
Yeah.
like in November, and we, went back in last, so not 2020, 2019, the fall of 2019, I had my class to create
Yeah.
vision boards. And I participated in that assignment with them just to kind of show them what to do. But
Right.
when I look back at that vision board that I did in 2019, starting into 2020, I didn't realize how much stuff the guy had brought to pass from that vision board until I really
Yeah.
sat down and started working on my one for
Oh yeah.
2021. So
Oh yeah. That's how it is, man. That's how it
write the
works, man.
vision and
For
make
real.
it plain, right?
Make it plain, Doc. Make it plain.
So
And
that's
just another challenge on that, man, is vision boards are great. I normally use vision boards for my short term vision of maybe say for instance 21, the year 21. Not saying that it don't have long term things on it, but I try to me personally do the things that I want to see happen in 21, and then do it again. But the big thing is, man, having a 5-year plan at least. Like a 5-year plan has been one of the biggest things that I started implementing in my life, man. I talked to I was back in man, I was like 20 something, man. I remember a conversation me and Tony Romanique was having, man. He said, Fairley, he said, man, what's your vision, but what's your 5-year plan, man? I'm like, 5-year plan. I said, I ain't got no 5-year plan, man. Like, what I'm saying? What you talking about? Hey, I mean, I plan on blah, blah, blah. But, but like when he said it, like it made sense. And I started implementing that. And that changed your whole life, man. When you can think at least 5 years out and kind of breaking down each year on and being realistic on what you trust in God for and what you trying to do. And
yep.
one of mine was debt free at the time. I remember when I did my first one was that I was 30. Debt free was on there. And man, by the time I turned 25, I mean 35, 25. By the time I turned 35, bro, like I done paid out credit cards. I had I had no car. I mean no car note, nothing. I mean like I had done paid off a lot of stuff, and like my debt was very little. I was actually proud of what I had accomplished, and I was able to look back and like, wow, like I remember that being one of the biggest things on there, and it came to pass, man. Like I wasn't debt free, but I didn't have a burden of feeling weighed down about debt because everything was paid, everything was pretty much zeroed out. It was good. It felt real good, and I just wanted people to understand, like, hey, get that 5-year plan. You need some help, call somebody, call us, whatever. We'll figure it out for you.
Definitely,
Or we
definitely.
can try to, draw an example out or whatever for you. But
Yeah.
that's important. That's very
And
important.
it's crazy that you mentioned Tony,
Yeah,
because man, around November 2019, Tony and I had sat down for lunch,
yeah,
man. We went to lunch because I told him, I said, man, I kind of want to connect with you, just kind of talk to you about some stuff. And in
yeah.
that conversation, he asked me that same question. He was like, Reg, so what's your 5-year plan?
Wow,
And I was just
wow.
like, I ain't thought that far
Right,
ahead yet.
right, yeah, right.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking for the next year. Uh,
Right.
but in that same conversation though, I told him, we talked about it. I said one of the big goals that I have is starting a podcast, and that goal was supposed to be myself and my brother. We were supposed to do it together, but our times kept conflicting. But
Yeah.
in that conversation, that was one of the main things I told him. And to see like from 2019 and now 2021 where we are, like, wow, what a difference, that time span is made just from that
Yeah.
small conversation. So Tony, if you're watching and listening, we appreciate you,
Yeah.
brother. We're giving you
We
your
appreciate
roses.
you,
We
man.
appreciate you,
Oh
Tony.
yeah, about that, man.
So
You plant a seed. You plant a seed, bro.
he did. So we appreciate
Yeah.
that. So man, let's talk about 2021 and what you got. I told you earlier when you dropped some jewels that Rodney got something powerful. Yeah, something that's very powerful that he's working on for 2021. So scoot to the side real quick. Let me see what is that behind you, brother. What you got behind you? What does it say? What is that word behind you?
Man,
Omnipotent.
omnipotent, man.
Omnipotent. Break down what omnipotent means and what it will mean for you and what you got planned for 2021.
Man. Man, for a long time, man, a while back, I think it was about 5 years ago. Well, no, I think it was a little longer than that. It was longer than that. I started putting the O in front of my last name. I started putting an O in front of my last name, and that O had unlocked something for me. It did something for me. For those who don't know, omnipotent means to have unlimited power and to be able to do just about anything you put your mindset to. We serve an omnipotent God. God is an omnipotent, and He's all powerful, and He's able to do anything but fail us. In John 14 and 20, it tells us, in that day you will know that I am in my Father, and you are in me, and I in you. So that let me know that I am in Christ, and I'm connected to God. And so that means if God is omnipotent, then that means that I have the ability to be omnipotent. I have the same ability as God. I'm not saying that I'm God, because God is who He is all by Himself, but I am in Him. I am with Him. I'm His child. I'm in His. I got His DNA running through my blood, and I believe that anything I want to set my mind to, I can accomplish it. And also in Coherent 1 and 37, it says nothing is impossible with God. Nothing is impossible with God. So if I'm with God, then that means ain't nothing impossible. So the word omnipotent, it resonate with me. It says, tell me that I have unlimited power, and I can do anything I want to do. I can accomplish anything I want to accomplish. So what we got here, man, we are going to be also doing a podcast about the topic omnipotent, man, helping people to unrelease. To be empowered and to help people unlock that unlimited power that lies within us. We all have it. We just got to believe it. We got to know it first of all. We just got to know it. You got to know it's there. And so that's why I'm telling you, man, like it energizes me every day when I know my name, when I know my abilities, I know the things that I can do because I'm with God, because I'm in a relationship with God. So that's why I start my day up every morning I got a 5 a.m. club that we do on Zoom. We get up every morning 5:30. I mean 5 o'clock. Be on call. We pray. We go through the devotion. We talk about God's word and what it means to us, man. And we got a prayer list that we keep up with people in our life that we know that God has the power to heal them and to provide for them or to deliver them. Like, man, just all that great stuff, man. So you just kind of putting your life, putting God first is important. And so just trying to build those muscles, man. We talk about fitness. You got to be spiritually fit too. You just can't be just, you got to be spiritually and physically fixed, fit. And so that's what it is, man. That's the Omnipotent podcast is coming, probably in another couple weeks. We're gonna air our first, show, and we're just gonna help people to unlock this unlock this unlimited power they have inside of them. That's the goal. Just to have conversations that with people who who are in business, who are doing great things, who got God first, who what I'm saying, like we want to show you the order. If you put God first, man, everything will line all the way up for your life. And that's what we want to teach
I
people.
love it. I love it. I love it. I love it, man. That ultimate, that unlimited power that
Yeah,
comes from God Almighty, it flows within us, man. I love it. Um,
yeah,
so brother, so being able to hear that the excitement in your voice, the passion in your voice,
yeah.
and what you're wanting to accomplish. We here at Champion Over Everything, we're willing to help. So what are some ways that our listeners, our audience can help you make this be a success?
Man, most definitely, man. Pray for us, of course, man. That's the main thing that anybody can do for me or anything that I'm involved in is keep me lifted up in prayer, man. 'Cause I like God to know what I'm doing, what's going on, and just keep me encouraged and just pretty much, man, just because I'm just trying to get the message out about Jesus Christ, man. I'm just trying to get the message out. I want to keep talking about Jesus and how powerful he is, how great he is, and how he can change and transform your life. I just want people to unlock one of the greatest gifts God gave us, man, and that's that unlimited power that we have inside of us. Yeah, we got it. It's there. I'm telling you. When you tap into it, you'll be able to conquer the world. You'll be able to take on anything that you want, that you set your mind to. If you're talking about going to school, if you want to be a doctor, if you name it, you want to start a business, you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to buy up Hattiesburg College, Gulf Coast, whatever it is, that you put your mind to, you can do it. You just gotta know that you have the ability to do it, but you got to get the right person on your team, and that's Jesus Christ.
That's it. That's it. All right, brother. So we have come to the end of the show. We come to the portion that we call the call to action. And at this point, what is one key takeaway or what you want to share with the people, for the audience, to live a more than blessed life, to live a champion life heading into 2021?
Man, I think I done said it. I done beat it in the ground, man. I don't know nothing else to tell them, man. But man, like, hey, God first. That's pretty much it, man. Get up in the morning, put Him first before you get your day going. Spend time with Him, praying, getting in your Word, meditating on Him. I'm telling you, He's gonna change your life. It's a good way to start 2021. Is with God. I'm telling you, it will change your life. You just don't know how powerful it is to just start it with him, and I promise you, you won't regret it. So that's what I got, man. Put God first. That's I'm promoting Jesus Christ. That's what I do. That's what I'm gonna do. This is the platform that we're gonna do it on. It's the podcast and whatever else he unlocks for us in the future, man. So whatever platform he want to use we got to use to get the message out about Christ. We're gonna get it out.
Awesome.
So take
Awesome.
away God first.
God first. God first. I love it. I
First.
love it.
Yeah.
As we get ready to maneuver through 2021, I always put God first so we can live a more than blessed life, a life more abundantly. So Rodney,
Yeah.
tell the people where they can find you at.
Oh man. Right now I can be found at O Fairley, Rodney at on social media, which is Facebook and Instagram. I will have a formal page. So if you follow me there, I promise you'll get the invite to the page of the Omnipotent page. So as of right now, just follow my personal page and wait for updates on that.
And we'll definitely be sending out updates as well once Omnipotent launches. We'll definitely let you know because we at Champion of Everything believe that we are able to connect with people who their main goal, they are seeking to inspire others and change lives. So this is pretty much the end of the show. This is the wrap up. Y'all keep moving forward, always above everything else.
Yes.
COE, champion over everything, holding it down.
Peace out.
Once again, thank you for tuning in to COE, Champion Over Everything. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Look forward to talking to y'all soon. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Champion Over Everything. Make sure you can visit our website, championovereverything.org. And then on Instagram, Champion Over Everything. All right, COE, we holding it down. One.